Because I think for your topic, if you think about social, in history, we can always fall back on the social, political, economic lens. And a lot of times we can do one, a lot of times we can do two, a lot of times we can do all three of them. And the truth is that all of them connect. Like, we can't look at segregation and not think of it socially, politically, and economically. I do love using education as a means to fight for social justice, much more than like just teaching history and teaching historical thinking skills to students. When I became a teacher, I didn't even think that I wanted to teach history. I kind of wanted to teach math. And now that I think about it, I know why I wanted to teach math, because I'm like, wait, math is that gatekeeper class. Like, I should teach math. But then I realized, you know, history is where you can teach kids about social justice and social justice issues, and I always think about how, like, students in this affluent school are going to become the decision makers, that when they make decisions, you know, as leaders later on, because many of them come from privileged backgrounds, that they think about the historical inequities before they make a decision. But I truly believe that, and I think it's personal, because education was my way of getting out of poverty. You know, it wasn't any particular class or subject. It was just, you know, when your parents come here as refugees, you need to go to school so that you are not poor, and that's why I love education.
So it's not like you were saying different things, you just said.
It's hard to know whether you're successful or not as a teacher sometimes. You know, I think I feel successful when my students are speaking the skills that I try to impart on them. They do that independently. I don't have to remind them, okay, you know, remember that this is the skill. They just kind of talk about it like they are historians or they are academics. And I think when I see those moments, I'm like, yes, I've taught them something. But there's a lot of challenges in education, and I think that's the exciting part about being in the field of education, because when you think about making education equitable, there's a million challenges, and you can always, you know, work towards them. But I think the biggest challenges for me as an educator, and what really breaks my heart sometimes, is that I know I'm a product of that hierarchy, that, you know, even in my classroom, even in schools, having AP and non-AP classes, there's just some systemic things that I cannot fight against. And knowing that when I teach an AP class, I'm feeding into that, you know, that hierarchy of education and making some students more successful than others just because they are in an AP class. I think that's the hardest part. You know, I truly believe in equitable outcomes for students. You know, like, whatever it takes, we need to make sure that all students have the same access, but more than just access, that we see similar outcomes for students. And if it means that we need to do more for some groups than others, then we need to do more for some groups than others. I feel like we can't recreate systems. You know, the one that we have, we can make it work. And if we try to recreate other systems and you don't fix the problems, then those same problems get recreated. So I'm definitely a true believer of the public education system.